What's up? Greetings. How y'all doing? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Oh, you know what? I might not have started the Rockfin stream. Hold on. Hold on. My bad. I had a music show last night and I completely forgot that I did not. I walked out to the studio to start the show and everything was in disarray. Everything was disconnected from everything. So I had to like reassemble the studio. All right, Rockfin started. Yeah. I had to reassemble my studio completely from the ground up in the last like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So my apologies for the lateness. But you all got the alternate Rockford Files theme song for a while, so I'm sure that was entertaining. But what's up, people? We're live on YouTube, Rockfin, and on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, give me a holler. Why can't I see the... That's weird. Can you all see the stream on Twitter? I mean, it says... I see that it's going. All right. So if you're tuning in on Twitter, please do all the things like, retweet, comment, and, whatever you want to do. But good to see you. All right, let's get into some things. First of all, it's tax day. Did nobody want to be reminded that it's tax day? Well, too bad. No, it was some interesting things over the weekend. A few IRS offices in Houston and Atlanta were shut down because of fighting. Houston, the Internal Revenue Service office in Houston was shut down because of fighting. That's weird. People just need help with their taxes, for crying out loud. I don't know. They closed abruptly on Saturday, the IRS in Houston, after people say a fight broke out. It happened while taxpayers were trying to get assistance with filing their taxes. Hundreds of people were lined up at the IRS building hoping to get help with their taxes. Instead, a field assistant from the IRS said they had to shut down early because a riot broke out. One angry taxpayer said, "I ain't doing no playing. This is the second month I came out here and I'm not going to play with the IRS. Not here to play." Tempers flared outside the IRS services building as hundreds of people tried to file their taxes and get identity verification were turned away. I don't know. Lots of strange things happening around tax filing. I bring up this story just because it's because it's interesting. I don't know. I have heard a lot of people have issues with their owing taxes when they have never owed taxes, stuff like that, right? Yeah. What's up, Rockfin people? How you doing? Greetings. Anyways, I had a music show last night. It was cool. It was fun. You all can, I'm doing it every Sunday now, 5 p.m. Hanging out. I've been playing with a drummer. My buddy Elises. And that's been cool. But, gonna keep it, trying Try and keep it changing, moving, right? Evolving, changing it up. So we'll see. How it goes. But I'm going to do it again this Sunday. So if you want to watch the show, just go to kevinsambloom.com and find out how you can watch the show. All right. All right. Anyways, people fighting over filing their taxes. They don't come to play. I don't know, man. It kind of sucks. It's like, I know, I mean, not everybody, I don't want this to sound, you know, too elitist, but for crying out loud, there's a website. And I know sometimes the websites can be confusing. I don't know. I guess people need help with their taxes. I just feel like lining up to going to the IRS to file your taxes. It just seems like it's like going to the post office to register to vote. You really got to go to the post office? What year do we live in? Like, you could just register. There's 18,000 ways to register to vote. You got to go to the, or whatever, or you got to go to the registrar's office. I don't understand. Nobody has a wizened uncle or aunt in their life to tell them, like, don't do that. Don't go down there. Here, I have a computer. Let me help you file your taxes online. Anyways. In California, this is from a few days ago. Salmon fishing to be banned off the California coast for the second year in a row. Can I get rid of this god dang ad? Jesus. They're really just going to stick this ad here and make me... No, I don't want it. Can we get rid of this? For crying out loud. That's just annoying. I hate these kind of websites. Anyways. Pardon me for my frustrations. Going to the DMV to register? Heck no. I'll never do that. Salmon fishing to be banned off California coast for second year in a row. The federal council that regulates fishing along the West Coast recommended Wednesday that the California ocean salmon season be canceled for the second year in a row. The renewed ban is a devastating blow to the state's commercial and recreational fishing industry, still reeling from a similar decision last year. The Pacific Fishery Management Council based its decisions on continued low water levels and high temperatures in rivers where salmon spawn. Scientists say these poor river and ocean conditions have resulted in historically low population numbers for the iconic species. The salmon do not like the warm water in the rivers. The river watershed provides the greatest proportion of salmon on the West Coast. It used to support between 1 and 2 million fish every year, but in 2023, only about 134,000 adult full-run Chinook, also known as king salmon, returned to that river to spawn. The economics of the decision are crippling for a community that rely on revenue from commercial or recreational fishing activities. Estimates of financial losses stemming from last year's cancellation in California run from $45 million to $65 million. The federal government allocated just over 20 million in disaster aid, but many salmon fishers reportedly have yet to receive any of that money. Industry groups fear the second cancellation in a row will permanently drive more boats from the Pacific Coast fishing fleet. The council estimates the fleet was down to 464 vessels in 2022 from nearly 5,000 in the early 80s. Man, there's a number for you. From 5,000 boats in the 80s to 464 in 2022. Tell me that humans are not impacting the earth. Tell me that humans aren't impacting resources. Oh my God. I was just listening to a podcast. Somebody brought up the idea that, this idea that humans are impacting resources is ludicrous. Okay. I mean, that's cool philosophically or whatever. If you want to, I'm cool with talking about anything on a just a supposed what if kind of level. I'm down with that. Man, am I down with that. What's up, people of Rockfin? How you doing, Denver? William, I see you. Yeah, like, I'm down with talking about just about anything. Sorry, I cannot speak clearly, apparently. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Anyways, the idea that that humans are not impacting resources of the planet, it's just it's wild to me because you can see it everywhere and you can see the results of it everywhere. I don't get it, y'all. Philosophizing and whatnot. Love it. I'm into it. I'm down. But it's weird to me. Yeah. So, I mean, but that number, I lost my train of thought there for a second, but that number is pretty remarkable. So, if humans aren't impacting, or maybe you could say, well, they're farming the fish now, and so they don't need all the boats. Maybe. Or maybe there's just not that many fish to get. Maybe it's not a good investment anymore to put your boat out on the water and go fishing the fish. I can speak. Know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just not that great of an idea. Yeah, these are just very clear examples of what it is we're doing to the planet and to ourselves, right? Let's see. Many sport fishing guides say more than 80% of their yearly business dried up after last year's closure, leading to widespread fears of a repeat for this year. The salmon fishing season typically runs from May through October. I remember I was reading an article a few years ago too that right, they were talking about sport fishermen and they were like, "Where are all the fish at?" I was like, again, from the people that are actually experiencing the thing that they're experiencing, they're telling you that the things are gone. And so, but people just don't want to believe it. People are just really resistant to believing that there might be an issue with resources or over, plundering of the resources. So resistant. Man, this coffee is delicious. Let me tell you. Let me tell you how enjoyable this coffee really is. Suckers. Anyways, the salmon fishing season typically runs from May through October, and that's that. It's fine. Everything's fine. No worries. We're good. Friends and neighbors, everything is great. Don't trip. Just go to Coachella. Don't trip. See the sights while you can, I guess. Or, eat fish while you can, I guess. I don't know. Put them little fishies in your mouth and eat them. And don't trip. Sure. Let's move on. Grown-up leaders are pushing us towards catastrophe, says former U.S. climate chief. Grown-up leaders. Them grown-ups. Political leaders who present themselves as grown-ups while slowing the pace of climate action are pushing the world towards deeper catastrophe. A former U.S. climate chief has warned, "We are slowed down by those who think of themselves as grown-ups and believe decarbonization at the speed the climate community calls for is unrealistic." I wonder who he's talking about. Is he talking about grown mans? Grown mans? Anyways, this is Todd Stern, who served as a special envoy for climate change under Barack Obama and helped negotiate the 2015 Paris Agreement. They say that we need to slow down, and what is being proposed and cuts to greenhouse gas emissions is unrealistic, he told The Observer. You see it a lot in the business world too. It's really hard to push for more urgency because these grown-ups have a lot of influence. Sure. And don't you question them, grown-ups. Don't you do it. You know. Stern said the speed of take-up of renewable energy is falling. Its falling cost and the wealth of low-carbon technology now available were evidence that the world could cut emissions to net zero. Well, this I find a little bit. Is he the grown-up? Because this is actually something that a lot of people have an issue with. I have an issue with it. What say you? Obviously, it's difficult. We're talking about enormous change to the world economy, but we can do it. So, when you're saying, hey, we can save the economy by just changing it because, well, bet you by golly, wow, that's all we need to do. We're cool. We're good. I don't know. Stern would not name any world leaders, but he said the UK was in retrenchment over climate issues. Well, certainly, yes. A lot of businesses and corporations, countries, corporations, countries are, hedging their bets about, they're like, climate change is a real issue, but what we need is more oil. We need energy independence, and people need the energy, and we need a lot more oil. But golly gee willikers, this climate change sure is a bad thing. Won't somebody do something about the climate change? Would you? Will you? Anyways, Stern said that, in fact, delaying action to cut greenhouse gas emissions was leading to disaster given the rapid acceleration of the climate crisis, which he said was happening faster than predicted when the Paris Agreement was signed. Look out your window. Look at what's happening. Look at the preposterous heat. It's ridiculous. Well, yes. Yes. Yeah, I knew this article was going to be a mixed bag. I knew it was going to be risky business. Stern praised Joe Biden for an extraordinarily good first term, including the... Okay. Yeah. This is where it gets off the rails a little bit. And it makes me wonder, is this somebody who's saying like cool, good things, the right things, in order to slip in some not so good things? Is that what the intention of this article is? I find so many articles like that. It's a wonder. It is truly a wonder. You know what I'm saying, my dear friends and neighbors? He warned of a backlash against climate action by right-wing populism. Are you are you sure? This is where the thing goes off the rails a little bit here. Joe Biden is great. He is doing wonderful things for the environment. He's not doing wonderful things for the environment. We're drilling, shipping, and hey, word. We'll tell Frank Analysis I said what's up. Anyways, I mean, you know. Anyways, I feared, and I was right. I feared that there was some propaganda all up in this article. And there was. That's the move these days, though. You guys figuring that out yet? Anybody noticing that yet? You guys hip? You hip to the game yet? The game is. Should I spell it out again? The game is somebody says stuff that sounds really cool to you, and then they slip in some weird propaganda. No, it's not. It's not Jem Bendell, questioning COVID policies or the war in Ukraine. No, that's not what it is. For the people that are unclear. It's the other propaganda. It's the CNN Guardian propaganda, right? Why would Jem Bendell, Jem Bendell is not a right winger or a right wing populist or Russian simp. He's just a dude who can see things a little more clearly than most, right? No, the propaganda is most likely the propaganda that you're like, well, I heard it. I was listening to NPR today. I was listening to CNN today. They were talking about how Putin was bad and he was going to overrun all of Europe. They were talking about how Donald Trump was clearly a fascist. I mean, he's no different than any other fascist president we've ever had, okay? You thinking that somebody, this guy is not working for the same game as the other guy is the problem. Right? So. Yes. CIA is boosting CIA agents as truth tellers, but pushing people towards MAGA and other lying politicians. I mean, okay, I just assume that MAGA politicians are lying. Let's also assume that Democrat politicians are lying, right? Let's just assume that, okay? Let's just assume, they're all lying. They're all a lion, okay? But you're right. But there's a game afoot. The game afoot, that's the big game right now, is like telling the truth, quote unquote. And there's a lot of them out there, right? I mean, people are talking about Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones now being like Elon Musk, right? People that are like free speech and let's all get some free speech and right? Let's go get some truth, some truthy truth. But they're really kind of like steering you towards, but robots are cool and Neuralink is awesome and digital IDs are great and, stuff like that. But also remember that AOC is most likely CIA. Also remember, Joe Biden, AOC, I don't know, just name a Democrat. They're also doing the same stuff. They're also doing the same things. They're trying to appeal to the person that loves, a liberal Democrat ideology. And you go, they're cool. I like them. Right? They're telling you the truth. Right? But it's all in the service of lies. And, it's really important to understand that. It's super important to understand that. What this person is doing in this article is the same thing. This is a climate change person, right? Climate change guy. Yeah, climate change. I believe in climate change. It's a problem, right? Climate change. Yeah, feel the burn. Indeed. So there's a climate change person telling you, here's the truthy truth about climate change and the grown-ups in the room and the leaders are bad. The leaders, who are they? I don't know. The leaders. The leaders. Yeah. The Bernays. The Edward Bernays Sanders. But this guy is here to tell you how climate change is a real problem and people aren't doing the right thing. But let me make sure that you know that we need some more renewable energy and that Joe Biden is your friend. If you like climate change, then you like Joe Biden. That's what this person is here to tell you. And if you don't like Donald Trump, no, here's another reason not to like Donald Trump. Surely you must hate Donald Trump. Okay. Whatever. Some people just don't like this kind of truth. They're just like, la, 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 please don't talk, please stop. Donald Trump is bad. That's all I want you to tell me. Just shut up. La, 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 la. I love endless wars. Please, can we have some more wars in Ukraine and Israel? Well, if we weren't in Ukraine, then Putin would be running all over Europe. And unfortunately, most climate change people think like that. Jesus Christ. They got you, man. They got you. I'm on this side of the story. They got you. You are a simp and a sucker. Oh man, too much truth today. I thought I was going to control myself, but no. No. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. For crying out loud. That's cool. If I lose all my climate change people because I'm telling you this, well then, I don't know. You're not ever going to figure it out anyways. All you climate change folks that think like, I don't know. You're like super into hearing how bad everything is about climate change. And it's bad. Let me tell you. But If you think like not voting for Donald Trump is going to fix climate change, like, I don't know. That's a good one. That's a funny joke. That is the funniest joke ever. If you think voting for Joe Biden and, Joe Biden has gotten us closer to World War III than Trump ever did, right? We've been on the brink, on the verge of World War III the entire time Joe Biden has been in office. But you think that Donald Trump is the bad one. Let me tell you, like, how fucked up your thinking is. You're clearly lost. You are clearly a lost soul. You are lost in the sauce, And there are people out there that are like, yeah, fucking Ukraine, guys. Anyways, whatever. I just completely went off the rails there. That's fine. I just completely went off the rails there. But just letting you know, like, be aware. Be aware of the game, right? And so there are CIA agents posing as climate change aware people, but their whole purpose is to get you to hate Trump and vote for Joe Biden. That's all. That's it. That's all they're doing. I'm not voting for either one. I never have. I never voted for Trump or Biden. Just see the game. Just see the game. Straight up. There are straight up climate change people on Twitter. I see them all the time. They're like, yeah, the earth. But they're they're just propagandists. They're just CIA propagandists. Straight up. And the reason why they hate my channel is because I'm telling you this. Right? You got to be in one side of the story. You got to be in one silo. You got to be on the right wing, truther, MAGA side, or you got to be on the, green Democrat, whatever side that is. And if you're somewhere in the middle, trying to tell people like, hey, this is, question these narratives that you're getting all the time, people will be like, I don't know. All right, anyways, that's enough of that. But this whole article is a psyop, straight up psyop. It seemed cool. The headline was cool, anyways. Okay, shoot, man, it's already late in the day. Listen, I really could use your support on this channel. If you can't support me, that's cool. Don't worry about it. But if you can support me and you like this content, there are links. There are lots of links, lots of ways you can support this content. Okay? If you can't do it, don't stress. There's so many people that support this channel already. I got a Discord, but I don't like Discord. I have a Telegram. How about a Telegram? The Telegram, I actually wiped all the chats off the Telegram, so it's kind of like a brand spanking new clean Telegram. Yeah, I don't know. I have a Discord. I'm not down with Discord. It's annoying to me. How about a Telegram though? There's a Telegram channel. The link is in my description, in the description box. So if you want to say hi on the Telegram, please do so. Do I have a MySpace? Well, the other interesting thing is somebody was saying the other day, like, there's just too many. Nobody wants to join a new app or a new. You know, Stern sounds like the problem. Yes, William. You can, Steph C, you can, so there's one main chat thread in Telegram, but if you want to hit somebody individually, you just hit their profile and you can send them a direct message. So you can actually just have a conversation with somebody directly. So, I don't know. Let me gin up. Let me stir up. And really, honestly, you know, when I'm talking about these things in like the narrative management stuff and the silo stuff, I'm really not trying to offend anybody. I'm really trying to just hip you to the game. Really, right here, trying to give you some information. I'm not trying to whack the frickin' beehive and just to stir up some. No, I just get really upset when I see people just falling for it. You know, and people have fallen for it, and it's really like, oh man, come on. But there are a lot of people out there who are, you know, into thinking about stuff and talking about things in a way that doesn't have to include all that. Anyways, and we're all here to wake each other up, right? To become aware and to become conscious. You know, that's what we're here to do. You know, mainly I'm here talking about how we're, you know, we're destroying the thing that's keeping us alive. That's not really a wise thing to do. And you may not think that that's true, but I'm just here to tell you that the signs are pretty obvious. And that's what we're talking about, the very obvious signs. But I'm not interested in the solutions that the people in power are trying to give us. I'm not interested in what, you know, those folks are trying to tell us are the solutions, because most of those solutions involve, well, buying stuff, purchasing things, you know, technological hopium, right? All that kind of stuff. But we might actually, you know, we might come together and find there are way better things to do. Let me give a shout out to Lou. Lou, if you're listening, and I know you usually are. Thanks for listening, Lou. Lou keeps me in delicious coffee. Every once in a while, Lou sends me a really huge bag of coffee. I appreciate that, Lou. Let me tell you. Anyways, Lou reminded me the other day that there are ways to restore the planet, you know, with plants, right? Sucking up carbon, restarting the hydrological cycle, like that. Like if we, as a collective, could be into doing that and stopping all the concreting of the planet and stopping the, you know, the nuclear energizing of the planet. You know, stop insisting that, well, we're going to need a heck of a lot, you know, there's going to be 9 billion people soon. We need a heck of a lot more energy. If we could, you know, like cease and desist on all that stuff and maybe understand, like, we live, you know, we live on the planet. It's important to keep the planet healthy. We could, you know, we could restart the natural things on the planet that keep the planet healthy. Right, we could stop with the massive destruction of the planet, and the, you know, as Hambone calls it, the planet nibbling. If we could stop the planet nibbling, and start, you know, living and dying in balance with nature, you know, and just one more thought on that. nobody wants to die, but everybody dies. So, not saying that like, and nobody knows the time or the hour, but, you know, I don't know that people are going to live in the quest to live forever. We may actually kill everybody, right? The quest to live forever, we may kill everyone. Here's my Telegram channel. There's the Black Bear News chat. That's the Telegram channel. I'll post it on Rockfin too. So yeah, just, you know what? I wiped the Telegram channel, and I'm not going to get into why. The Telegram channel is brand spanking clean. So go in there, post posts, talk about stuff. I just wanted a clean slate on the chat in there, so there's not a lot going on in there. I'll try and post the links to what I was talking about today in the Telegram today, all right? But you can get in there, have conversations, say hello, say hi. I'll respond eventually. Salt Lickers, yeah. So anyways, I said before, if you want to support the channel, there are lots of ways to support the channel, right? Right. We'll go through them very quickly. You can buy me a coffee at Black Bear News. You can Venmo me at Kevin Sandbloom. You can PayPal me at Kevin Sandbloom. You can Zelle me, Kevin Sandbloom at protonmail.com. Again, if you can't support, it's all good. Don't trip. Don't trip. If you can, lovely. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. Man, I wanted to read this. Anybody follow Alan Urban? I think that's his name. On Twitter. I think that's his name. Anyways, he's got some interesting posts. And I probably don't have time to read this whole thing. I'm just going to read like a little clip of it. I get Shank. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on, guys. I'm going to read a little clip of this, and I probably will just come back and read a little more tomorrow, if that's okay. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I just have a couple... all right. We're going to run out of food. 7 reasons there's going to be a global famine. It is now a certainty that there is going to be a global famine in the near future. Here's why. Food is the foundation of civilized society. As long as there's enough food to go around, people are great at cooperating and will often work together to help the less fortunate. But when the food is gone, all bets are off. Considering how vital food is, you would think the mainstream media would talk about the dangers of food scarcity. Sure, they'll briefly mention the coming climate disasters or the problem of dwindling resources, but they rarely mention the ultimate result of these predicaments, food shortages. Even some of the most outspoken climate scientists prefer to be vague, saying things like our way of life is in danger or the future looks bleak. It's like they're afraid to say what they really mean. People are going to starve to death. And that's not pretty. And not just people on the other side of the world. people in your town, people in your neighborhood, maybe even people in your home. By being vague and avoiding any discussions of food shortages, the media makes it easy for people to ignore existential threats like climate change and peak oil instead of worrying. People tell themselves it won't be so bad, that it will mostly affect poor countries, that they don't need to make any sacrifices, and that's exactly what the media wants. They don't want you cutting back on spending or demanding an end to fossil fuels. That would be bad for business. They want to keep you consuming no matter what. How else a billionaire is supposed to buy more super yachts and mega mansions? This guy has a point, right? Am I right? Or he's right. Is he right? Is he right? I ask you. Is he right or is he right? Anyways, the mainstream media pays, and that's exactly what the media wants. They want to keep you consuming no matter what. How else are billionaires supposed to buy more super yachts and mega mansions? The mainstream media pays lip service to the idea of transitioning away from fossil fuels, but they refuse to go as far as scaring their viewers. They claim it's because people who are scared become apathetic, but in my experience, the opposite is true. Well, not just apathetic. Well, they don't become apathetic, but the thing they're worried about is people being angry. See, that's, the truth is that if everybody knew how bad things actually were, or where we were going, or what the eventual outcome of all of this was, people would be pissed, right? People would be mad. And, they don't want people showing up on the gates of the White House, or the Hague, or wherever. They don't want people showing up angry, looking for you know what I'm trying to say. Looking for blood. Not looking for nub. Looking for blood. Sorry. I don't know why that slipped in there. When people think the consequences of climate change won't be felt until the distant future, they don't feel motivated to take action. That's just human nature. When a threat is distant and hypothetical, people rarely do anything about it. But when a threat is near and certain, they spring into action. Just look at how the U.S. responded to the attack on Pearl Harbor. Till people are sufficiently frightened by climate change and resource depletion, they will continue with business as usual. It's time to start telling people the truth about how bad things are. Only then will they feel motivated to start preparing for a dark future and mitigating the damage. That's why I found this tweet by Roger Hallam so refreshing. Hallam is a longtime environmental activist, co-founder of Extinction Rebellion. Here's what he said. We are going to run out of food. Write it on your fridge. Read it every morning. He got a point. Anyways, I'll leave you all with that, and maybe I'll continue reading this tomorrow. How about that? Anyways, so the Telegram channel, you guys got a hold of that. Let me make sure I didn't get any actual donations that I need to shout out. Anybody? For? Let's see. Anyways, yeah. Beware the CIA, the operatives telling you the truth, who are actually trying to slip in the agenda underneath the truth, right? I think that might be the message of the day from me to you. You may not believe it. You may want to not believe it. But I'm beginning to see it everywhere. And this is not, my concept in any way, shape, or form, right? A lot of people have been talking about this, and so I see people talking about it, and then I take notice, and then I start to, well, we were talking about, remember on Colin and on this channel, we had several bot types that were coming around, harassment bots. They're real people. They weren't really bots. That's one way to disrupt the conversation, right? But just another way is just have people out there who align with your sensibilities and your outlook on life, or generally what you think you believe. It does sound paranoid on some level, right? Might make you feel paranoid. But just the people that looks a little too slick, looks a little too put together, manufactured, I really prefer the Jem Bendells of the world, the people that are willing to ideologically step out of the color outside of the lines. And man, how those people are harassed. Jem Bendell was at one point kicked off of Twitter, probably for doing exactly that, because Jem Bendell had a big following, or has a big following, had a voice that fit a particular narrative, right? A particular political narrative. And he started coloring outside of the lines. He started talking about things that were outside of the political silo, the narrative that, the climate change narrative, right? That he's in. He started talking about things outside of that. Then he loses his Twitter account. That's why. That's exactly why. Just saying. Just pay attention to the people I pay attention to are people who are willing to color outside of the lines of the ideological silo. People who ask, who urge you to question what it is you're hearing and you're seeing, especially in this a digital age of online information getting. So anyways, I hope you found this particular episode informative and entertaining, and I appreciate you guys tuning in every single day. Y'all are special. I'll see you tomorrow at the regular time of 11 a.m. Pacific Standard, and until next time, peace.